Good day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. It depends where you're watching from. Welcome to Miro African TV. On today's program, I will be discussing on African rebuilding itself. I will discuss about the Berlin Conference. I will discuss about our sister. And I will also discuss on more issues, things concerning Africa. I will discuss on redesigning of foreign aid towards Africa. I will touch on many things because a lot of things are happening in Africa as we may know it. Things are going on, a lot of things is going wrong. People are being killed, people are being silenced. A lot of things are going on, and I'm about to discuss a lot of them, and I would love you to give me your ears. And maybe by God's grace, if I recall, if I remember, I will also touch on summits that are being called upon, the ones that African leaders visited in Russia. And I will also try to make some points on those things so that most of us, we have to be involved in the issue of Africa. Most of us are Africans watching through Miro African TV. Most are not Africans, and I would love the African people to, at least in this life that you are living, a part of going to work, doing things for your family, try to do something for your people. Try to do some input, put something, let something, teach people, try to play part through one way or the other in changing the life of your continent. Most of our brothers living in US, they have a lot to offer, but hiding behind the scene, listening, tuning to various YouTube channels to listen to once upon a time there was a story, won't help your people, and it will be nice. Everybody must not create a YouTube channel to discuss, but when somebody is discussing, at least you may use somebody's platform to throw out lectures that will also help your people. As this our sister, former AU ambassador to United States, the latest news that we are getting now is that her YouTube channel has been deleted. They have deleted her YouTube channel, and many people are keeping quiet. Before you will know it, this woman will die. They will kill her, but they will not touch her if you partake, if you involve yourself, if you start talking, if you start tweeting about her, if you start writing something on Facebook about her. Do something for yourself, This nation where we are living, in any part of advanced world we find ourselves, people pour their blood to make it livable, to make it conducive for you foreigners to live in. People died. A lot of people we are beaten on the street. We are called nigger. A lot of people, we are called names. We are humiliated. Today, you are relaxing, eating, enjoying yourself. It's nobody's business. You don't even care. You don't even read about the city where you are living, the history of the city where you are living. In any part of advanced world, as far as it's not Africa, people died for that place to be so wonderful today. You have to note those things. Sitting down, watching, only comment will not, we must not be perfect in everything. Have you, no brain is idle. Every brain is working, and there is something very powerful input in that your brain that you can throw out to your people for them to, at least, if nothing, they know where they are today and they think about how they will go about it tomorrow. You know, so keeping silent, hiding behind the scene, not showing your face, you know, doing things one way or the other, those things cannot rescue Africa. I'm telling you the truth before God and man, those things, nobody will come to give you your freedom in Africa. You know, it is you waiting for UN to come down from heaven to do something for you. Who are the founders of United Nations? Are they not the same people that meet themselves in Berlin Conference to share Africa? You know, are they not the same people that you are waiting today for them to come and give you harmony in your own country? Why they use their own blood to put harmony in their own areas? You know, Dr. Arikana, former AU ambassador to US. This woman has been talking every day, making sure that her people hears her voice, knows the truth. We do talk about a lot of things before, how the heroes of Africa were killed, how they were assassinated, how one thing or the other happened. Oh, it's once upon a time, that thing happened that time. How is your Africa today? Is Africa a place you can go and rest? From Nigeria to Malawi, from Malawi to Mali, from Mali to South Africa, any corner you go, it resembles the same village. The same game that is being played in Nigeria is being played in Mali, in Malawi, Lesotho, every corner of Africa. It's the same thing. What is happening? Can we ask ourselves what is happening? I have tried time without number to show my people that we cannot achieve anything without discussing Berlin Conference. Do you know what, my people? As our sister was saying, I would like to chip in some certain things also on things that she's mentioning about Africa, AU, and whatever. You know, EU have invited African continent to have EU-African summit. India have done the same. China have invited. Now Russia have invited entire Africa. For me, it's now the turn of Africa. For Africa to invite EU, African EU summit in African continent. Number one topic to discuss, how to fix the damages caused by Berlin Conference. Yes, it's more than to discuss. Africa need to call on all the EU nations and made it, if any of them fail to come, his business or her business in Africa will be uprooted. All of them got to be there. And all the African nations should come, bring themselves together, plan themselves, set up agenda. Agenda 001 is Berlin Conference. Yes. After the EU summit, Africa should call on World Summit in Africa. International Summit, world, every nation in Africa, even though North Korea, till Brazil, from Brazil to any part of World Summit should be held in Africa. Discuss how they should rebuild themselves. And on that summit, the issue on international summit is to tell EU and Western world to pull out of Africa entirely. people should not be thinking on what they should be gaining from Africa. Now is what Africa will be gaining from the international community. I mean gaining, not aid, not help. Those things are things we should look into. How to make our people proud again. Rebuild our states. The little countries, we may merge them with other countries. Not that they will become one country, but through one thing or the other, we should be working as one. Look at Africa. It's one continent. A lot of African islands are being occupied till today by Spanish and Portuguese. Africa has a lot of islands that Spain are still in possession of those islands till today. Those things is things we should discuss. There are things they're going to discuss matter. We must discuss it. And Africa should build a mechanism that should be managing and looking into African affairs. Kicking against bad government, corrupt government in Africa should be kicked out. My network is flipping. I don't know what is going on. The code that YouTube gave to me is flipping. I don't know. Let me see if my voice is coming out. But the code is flipping, you know. My network is... So, without wasting most of your time, I will still continue because it turns red, it turns yellow, it turns green. You know, I don't know what the problem is. But because we are discussing Africa, because we are discussing the matter, the things that matters the most. Whenever we want to use their platform to fight for the liberation of Africa, we are being nailed down. Imagine this, our sister, former AU ambassador to United States. First of all, she discussed the killers of the African elites, all the Pan-Africans, all the patriotic African leaders, late leaders, that we are killed through one war or the other. She made it clear that the killers are France. French government have been killing anything that want to bring unity in Africa. They are the assassination group of European or Western allies that are ruling Africa. Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they kill African leaders? Imagine French making up to $13 billion in a year. I call billions, $13 trillion. $13 trillion in a year from all the whole countries they colonize in Africa. And you want to bring unity. You want to unplug that food from their tongue. In a year, 13 trillion. That is more than the Spanish entire budget and military budget and everything that powers them comes from Africa. Now, anybody that's even Gaddafi is the latest example. Who killed Gaddafi? Who called on NATO to make sure that Gaddafi must die? It's France. The same France killed Gaddafi. You know, because Gaddafi was calling on African leaders for unity to create African currency, create it and back it up with gold, to sell their resources with African currency. Boom! Allegation. Africans were sleeping, watching, looking at. I asked myself, why do we have AU? I mean, this AU military. Seeing that Western world want to assassinate Gaddafi because of the truth, Africa could have stopped those things, because if at all Africa send in their military, I mean AU military, to go and mediate and put peace between Benghazi and Gaddafi forces, they will not see that room too. They will not bombard AU military. It can't happen. If that one happen, then we go to war and we will battle it till that kingdom come. We will battle it. After all, Turkish president using all the whole Turkish all over the world to promote his agenda. If you like it or not, they are Turkish, your country, Turkish, anybody's, they are citizens of the world and they respect their nation. So shall African citizens respect their nation. Look at Zimbabwe. Mugabe was fighting for the right of their people. Western world gave them sanction to they start chopping grass. And African countries never ever try to smuggle food to their fellow brothers so that they can sustain that pressure from the Western world. What a shame. Bali conference is still working. Example, they invited Africa to Russia. African-Russian summit. Isn't it so? A lot of nations go there with quotations. We need nuclear plant. We need this technology. We need the other one. Russia said, okay, I will offer it. Nigerian president went there. What he carried to Russia is to thank Putin that the Soviet Union that is being ruled by Russia by then helped them to win Biafran war. Are we still in war? Are we still at war? War that ended 1960. Today is almost 2020. A president of a nation, country he's ruling, that is united, that is not even into war. He went and thanked a foreign leader for helping them to win Biafran war of 1960. Are we still living behind or we are moving forward? Why are we still allowing these decayed people to take over Africa in the name of rulers of Africa? Those that cannot stand to challenge the Western powers. Look at the West. All the leaders are beyond, are not even older than 40 for something years. And the president of Africa that is 90 years, whenever he sit down, he fell asleep. Automatic. We stand with this young, vibrant blood to challenge them in any form. Will it work? It can never work. You know, it can never work. You know, such a thing, if it's a country that is functioning, what will happen is that immediately the president comes back from that summit, the Senate will grill him, even they will threaten to impeach him out of that office. What are they doing in Africa? They are playing the politics of tribalism. One brother to one brother. Look at Congo. In a nation where almost 30 rebels are fighting to, I don't know what they want to achieve, representing the foreigners. What are they giving to you? You are living inside forest to work for a foreigner, to work for a white man who is sitting inside his house, on his heater. In summer, he on his air condition. He eat with fork and knife while you are inside bush living with animal to protect their interests. Are you not out of your mind? Are you not the most stupid animal that's supposed to turn to a donkey, to a monkey to represent your people? Foolish idiot. If you come to Nigeria, you will see invaders coming from another country to invade Nigeria. If they want to raise, America will say, if you touch them, I will give you sanction, and they will sit down. What shall you gain in eating bread and butter and losing the entire value of a human being? What are you going to stand to gain as a human being, only to get food being shared in your hand, giving you aid? You cannot stand on yourself. You can't even bring out money. Like Nigeria is mining, Africa is mining mineral resources, shipping everything to Africa. None of them have ever tried to build a refinery. Let us refine our resources and sell to the white man whatever they need. One, no longer the crude. If you want diesel, we give you diesel. If you want fuel, you buy fuel. If you want grease, you import grease. Whatever you want from our resources, we sell it to you. Not you buying our crude, refining it, and we rushing to your side to import those things. None. President of Egypt up to president of South Africa, from the beginning of Africa to the annals of Africa, none. All of them are like the same village. None are trying to think out of that pot. Now, West Africa are working to make sure they will find one currency. I know that currency, France have been advising other French countries, Nigeria will dominate you, Nigeria will do you that, Nigeria will eat you. We are one, you motherfucker. We are one people being divided by these kakarot that are not even like one state in Africa. They are not big like one state. They are not bigger than a state. Manipulating a whole nation of Africa. Using your resources to intimidate you. Why can't we go hungry and eat abundantly in the next month? Let us go hungry today and eat better food in some days to come. Can't we do it? You will see African man will tell you, your English is not polished. You can't even speak English. You are not speaking it. Why can't we speak our mother tongue? Why can't we understand each other? After all these years, I can speak French. I can understand French. I can speak German. I can speak German language. I do understand it. But ask me if I can understand what they call it, any African dialect, even though Nigeria. Any dialect apart of Igbo in Nigeria. I don't understand what they are saying. Am I not lost? I'm lost. When you accept that you are lost, you are rushing to become a professor in a foreign language, to be master of whatever. But if police want to kill you on the street, he don't see that your certificate, he don't see your qualification, he only see that motherfucking nigger that need to die. After gunning you down, they will say, oh, he was a professor, he was this, he invented this and invented that. You are gone and gone forever. You are being uprooted from this map and thrown away. You cannot stand to teach people your mother tongue. We are lost. Beli Conference is the worst bacteria that was cooked and bring into Africa. What you'll be hearing is Africa this disease, Africa the other disease, Africa this disease, this sickness, the other one. But the same Oyibo, look, let me tell you people, it's around this time, going December time, you will be seeing a lot of Africans in plane that are going to Africa. During rainy season that we don't normally travel to Africa, if you try to travel, tell yourself the simple truth. Which people are jam-packed full inside your flight going down to Africa? I was in Lufthansa going to Nigeria. I think we are not up to 3 black people around October last year. We are not up to 3 people. 3 blacks inside that flight. All of them are full of white people. They will tell you Africa has nothing. Africa is full of hunger and diseases. But they are rushing, building the strategy to still occupy Africa. Nigeria is producing oil. Nigeria is producing gold and a lot of things. How many Nigerians are working in those oil fields? Our natural resources. No. Do you know why? The white people will go to Indonesia, pick their cheap labor and brought them to Nigeria to work in oil field. Why Nigerian graduates are moving around with their sleep looking for a job. Nigeria couldn't even use what they have to create work for their citizens. Rather, the oil companies are the one creating their own job inside Nigerian resources. If you talk, they will tell you that it's people that are experienced. Is it not somebody that trained them in that field that made them to build that experience? Why can't you use the indigenous people and let them get the experience and start working there if their federal government can't even afford to build anything for them? I'm very upset and annoyed. If my brain is scattered, all the whole programs that I can't even coordinate it again because I am sick of African sickness. You will see a lot of African leaders promoting, protecting the will of the Western world. Imagine Nigeria today, the federal government, the president of a nation going to a foreign country to thank them of something that happened in 1960. Do you think that that president will bring anything good to promote anything good in that country? We should, we the citizens, we the people they are ruling, should be fighting to block that tribalistic something they are planting on us. We should see ourselves as one people, one Africa. I Nigerian, I wanted to travel from here to Cameroon, and they asked me that I should apply for a visa. Cameroon, that is, you don't even know the boundary between Cameroon and Nigeria. I said, but it's visa free. They said visa free if you are within Africa. Outside Africa, it's not visa free. How then can I use my hard-earned currency to promote the economy of Cameroon? I may say that I will not go to Nigeria. I want to travel to Cameroon to spend my holidays with my family there. But they will give me limited time to spend in Cameroon by giving me that visa. I should not stay more than that. It then means even though I have change, I should pack that change and leave. That is their brain. Or should I say, if you land in airport, the way they will be treating you and the way the Oyibo that carries visa and follow body, even though inside Nigeria, white man has more priority than you, the indigenous people who made those things. Africa, anything Africa is bad. Anything Westerners are perfect. Yes. That was the food they gave to us. And we have been eating those food for a very long time. Have we tried to reject those things? No. We keep on promoting those agendas, which is abnormal. Are we human beings? What happened? What happened? Nobody cares. Nobody wants to discuss. Listen to this.
Welcome to the African Leadership.
No blame. No.
1 minute.
African presidents don't have any blames. Nobody's without blame. No country is perfect. No leader is perfect. I get that. But what I'm saying is, in order for us to make sure when we demonstrate, when we complain, we are complaining about issues that are truly matter to us, not issues that we are being thrown into because somebody else has a different agenda. They're basically throwing a shiny object in one direction, and we run after the shiny object when the real issue is over here. So what I'm talking about is like Africa is like a tree. The problems of Africa, such as youth unemployment, poverty, disease, starvation, those are the leaves on a tree. They're drying up. Today, this country has the problem. Tomorrow is that country. Tomorrow is... Those are the issues. They're leaves. They're going to come and go. The branches, they're going to die, but they'll come back season after another. But until you address the issues of the root, this tree will always be a problem. For Africa, the root has to do with the Berlin Conference. We must be clear that the Berlin Conference is alive and well. A decision that was made 124 years ago remains alive and well today. In addition, after the Berlin Conference, they did something just as deplorable. They set out to let the Africans believe everything African was bad and everything European was better and more desirable. That's the rule of divide and conquer. That's the legacy of colonization. Have you ever wondered why, when you try to go home at the airport, if you travel with our brothers and sisters who happen to be Caucasian, they get better treatment by our own people? I was trying to go through the airport, I won't mention which country in Africa. I called the porter 3 times. The man would come and hang around. The minute I look another way, he's gone. I later found out from one of the porters that, we are looking for the white people because they pay more. My own people are discriminating against me. Thanks to the Berlin Conference. Thanks to the legacy of colonization. Thanks to the rule of divide and conquer. Those are some of our realities. How do you address that? We must understand it. We must realize on an individual basis that we are suffering from this affliction that is called the legacy of colonization and the legacy of slavery. Because for true healing to take place, for sustainability to take place, it has to start with a conversation with the image in the mirror. So when it's all said and done, our understanding of what is really going on in Africa, what is really making Africa end up where Africa is where we need to begin. So for today, I ask you to understand the Berlin Conference and its relevance to you today. Its relevance in your family today. Its relevance to your country and to your continent and to the world wherever Black people are. So we got 2 issues: the legacy of slavery, the legacy of colonizations, 2 demons that we must fight, 2 afflictions that we must accept that we suffer from, and let's make every effort to defeat those demons within us in order for us to truly represent our Africa with full understanding of the issues. So as we look for a solution, our minds are clear and our minds are in the right place. Allow me to take a moment to then take you to 1963. Our Pan-African leaders realizing that in order for Africa to move forward, Africa must speak with one voice. One continent, one country, one heart, one mind, one soul. So they met in Addis Ababa in 1963, and they created the OAU, Organization of African Unity. It was an attempt to regroup and undo the boundaries that were imposed upon us. Unfortunately, when they went to Addis Ababa, they were still divided. We had the Casablanca group who were Pan-Africanists who says African Union now, Africa for the Africans. But unfortunately, there were only 7 of them. Ghana, Guinea, Mali, Egypt, Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. And the rest of the African countries were the nationalists. They were the Monrovia group. They said, no, let's go slow. They won. We often say, when the Pan-Africanists lost in 1963, Africa lost. 55 years later, we're still going slow. All is not lost, however. Last year, 2018, our leaders came together in Kigali. They agreed on a decision which is now called the African Continental Free Trade Area. This agreement, they are saying we must speak with one voice. We must negotiate with one voice as a bloc, as one Africa, because as Africa, we are a heavyweight and we belong with heavyweight boxers. We belong with the big boys. There's parity there. This is how we begin to destroy the Berlin Conference. In addition, they also signed in March of last year the protocols for the free movement of people, where they are saying unanimously, the African heads of states, the children of Africa must live and work wherever they choose. Already, regionally, the leaders are loosening the requirements to get into their countries. A lot of countries now are visa on arrival. There's a lot of good news coming out of your Africa. And I'm here to share with you that we must be part of that change. We must be part of that vibrancy that is Africa. You see, everybody else around the world is strategizing on how to take advantage of this new Africa whose doors are swinging wide open. The only people who are not strategizing to move into your Africa and claim what is rightfully yours are us, Black people. Why can't we be like the rest of the other diaspora in this world? Ask for the voices of Indian diaspora, loud and clear. Chinese diaspora, loud and clear. Irish diaspora, loud and clear. Mexicans, Jews. But when you ask for the voices of the black people, you might as well go to the graveyard. We are missing in action. This is where we are not only failing ourselves, our children, our grandchildren, and generations to come. We have got to change this. We have got to come together just like other ethnic groups and speak with one voice. We must realize that our sheer survival depends on us coming together and speaking with one voice as, like I would like to say, the beautiful, intelligent, sophisticated, highly adaptable, and totally indestructible Mother Africa's children.
If you like informative and educative videos about Africa, make sure to subscribe.
You have had it yourself, my brothers and sisters. She have said it again. Africa should start speaking with one voice. Africa should come together as a people, as one people, to challenge the big boss. Because you don't send Botswana to sit and challenge Britain or challenge United States, all these big nations. It's not easy. But when we come together as a nation, we can play along. But failing to protect or failing to come together or to protect Africa as one, it will be hard for us to succeed. So my people, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. Share this video, like it. If you have not yet subscribed to Mirror Africa, try to subscribe. Be part of the making. If you have any Twitter account, search for this our sister. Start tweeting about her. I'm afraid they may be going after her life. That's the way the Westerners do. Gaddafi starts speaking for the African unity. Where is Gaddafi today? What is going on in Libya? They are now harvesting the organs of the black people that are in their prison. The Western hospitals are now rushing into the biggest, largest black markets of organ. Whose people's organs are that? It's black people organ. Most are being killed. All their parts are being harvested, moved to Western hospitals. Other ones, we are forced to donate one part of their kidney, liver, and other part of organs. We should say thank you to France. France is the captain of all this mess. That's all I have for you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Nice hearing from you. And I met a brother and I would like to talk with him. Maybe one day or the other we will do video together. He's a Nigerian and we are still trying to establish contact. He's also a blogger. He's from the northern part of Nigeria and I would like to have him on my program and look into many issues that we may work together in this country. So God bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye for now and remain blessed.